something for. Give me right to share.
Yes, I have given.
Okay. Okay. So, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminite Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyamari Paschadestarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you for inviting me to be here among such a Vaishnavas. So this is a really very pleasant to be here, and because Sri Gaur Prabhu and Mataji was following me, and I could not actually get time, but this Sunday, I got time for this. So basically, all of us, we are chanting for many years, and all of us have some different experience during our chanting. We have a long journey which we have made. So I have prepared one PPT which actually consists of many aspects of what challenges we face and how we can recover that. I'll just quickly share. Yes. So the first thing which we need to know, all of us actually know the importance of holy name. So holy name, actually it is said that this is the first interaction, because it is like a most merciful than Krishna himself. I was reading through Sachinandan Maharaj book. There is one book called Nam Rahasya, where Maharaj is saying Krishna as the holy name even is more merciful than Krishna in his transcendental form. This is because Krishna in his divine form will only take his seat in a heart that has been totally purified. Krishna's name, however, is so merciful that he is willing to appear even to an unpurified soul and then purify that soul's heart. So you see, holy name is so merciful. Krishna, in a form of holy name, he sits in our heart and cleans the heart. So that is why Maharaj is saying it is the first, Krishna's holy name is thus the first contact of the soul can have with the Krishna. So, and all of us, we have received holy name through the association of devotees. And many times, initially when we came in contact with holy name, we felt ourselves so fortunate that yes, I have got something, and we start also seeing the practical results of holy name. But through the years, we become lax in our commitment to holy name, and so many problems we face. Initially, it looked like, that we feel pleasure also while chanting, but slowly we kind of stuck. So what is the problem with that? So there is also one realization by Maharaj, Sachru Maharaj. His book, actually, he wrote many books on Japa reform. So I just want to quote from that. Maharaj is saying, over the years, Maharaj is saying, I remember my first chanting of Japa in my apartment around the corner from the temple when he was with Srila Prabhupada, fingering the beads and passing them through my hands gave me a sensation of opulence and luxury. I felt like an ancient sadhu. I recall trying to chant clearly and intently. But what happened in then, Maharaj is saying, over the years, however, my Japa became less distinct. More and more my attention would wander. I began to think of other devotional duties I had to perform during the day. I neglected to carefully pronounce each word. Sometimes I would attempt to reform the quality of my 16 rounds. But eventually, the bad habits of unclear pronunciation and wandering attention would creep back in. Although I would preach to other devotees, it is an offense to be inattentive while chanting Hare Krishna. I would repeatedly commit the offense myself. How many other offenses I committed due to the offense against the holy name, I cannot say. How much I slowed down my devotion's growth, I do not know. But certainly it was not auspicious. So you see, somehow or other, whatever Maharaj is saying, it all actually, we can connect to this. Somehow, and then Maharaj is saying, but then I received anew the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna in the form of a God brother's instructions on Japa. I became determined to reform, to chant my Japa, pronouncing each word and syllable. So like that, Maharaj is actually narrating his experience. This experience very well we can connect with. So we have to understand this very well when we are chanting Harinam, that this is the only way out of the material world, and we can see a devotee, the way he is chanting, it actually describes his devotional progress also. The way it may look like two devotees are chanting, but actually the way, and you can just by hearing the chanting and the way he's chanting, you can understand the depth of his progress also, the seriousness. So this is very important for all of us, that how day by day we have to be serious about chanting the holy name. And because we get into the external things, and we don't care about the most important duty we have to perform. So I have this we have been hearing many times, these principles. So there were 3 principles, but I actually added 2 just to give you a little more emphasis on some of the aspects which we neglect most of the time. These are 5P, like in marketing we 5P principles are there. So 5P. So like first is preparation, posture, pronunciation, and protection, and prayerful mood. I'll just quickly go through them. Preparation. So this is what we neglect actually most of the time. That if I have to chant my rounds early in the morning, so the preparations will start from night before. So that is why you see we have to we don't have to take our dinner prasadam late night. This is very important aspect, and many times we ignore also this. And sleep early. It is always very easy to get into habit of sleeping late. And there are and the important thing is that we have to also set our mood. There is a Prabhupada, Prabhupada, and many times we hear that we should read a Krishna book. We should read Prabhupada books at least half an hour before sleeping. So these are the practices which we have to have, because if you sleep well, then next morning you will be in right mood. When you chant, you actually go through these impressions. You chant, you memorize only those points only, when what you have done in the last night. So if you had a very bad day yesterday, it will go through in your mind while chanting. So this preparation is very important, and we ignore this. And because of that, we had very chanting is not so good. So first is preparation, and the second is this. I have added protection from distractions. So this is actually disease which has actually crept in our ISKCON system. And because of smartphones, 4G technology, so many things. So first thing which we have to do, keep your mobile phone switch off. And I have seen this. In Ranchi, we have devotees here, 15, 18 devotees. So I have made now I have kept all their phones in parent mode. And at least 9 to 9, all the phones are switch off. And so that there's no point of any distraction. So after before sleep, 9 p.m., their phone starts saying, okay, go to bed. And 9 a.m. after Bhagavatam, their phone is, on. So this is so important. And we have to also have our life schedule in such a way that we keep our phone like that. So if we could not do that, like because of some responsibilities, so there's an option which I have also practiced for 2 3 months, last 2 3 months, that I have a button phone also with me, and I keep my this calls diverted to this phone. So there's no problem there. So this, even my smartphone is switched off, then calls I can receive, at least calls, if somebody some important calls, then I can receive them. So like that, this is a good practice. Actually, in daytime also, sometimes we can do that. So we don't have to then miss the important calls. And so it is like, my mobile phone I'm using it like a laptop or something like that. That's for my important, mails and WhatsApp, some messages are there. Then otherwise, keep it switched off. Huh? So this is so important. I'm telling you, because I'm hearing many classes like one Maharaj, Haldar Maharaj, and many other I'm hearing, and I've seen everybody now, they have started emphasizing on the right use of mobile phone. It is killing actually the devotional spirit of devotees. So, see, so we have to protect ourselves from this distraction, very big distraction. So, and second is that we need to have a good devotee association. Many times here I've seen two devotees, those who have difficulty in chanting, they sleep during, the moment they pick up the japa bag, they start, dozing off. So, and I have seen they have a good partners also. they are sleeping together. Better to have a good association. So we have to chant with a serious chanter. So this will keep us always alarmed. And this we never, this is very important. And we should have a fixed hours of rounds. So like I'm seeing, I saw in the WhatsApp message, the devotees here come and chant every day. So this is very important. And the same practice also we are following. So it's a very important. Many times we have so many other engagements during the chanting hours. So we have to have a fixed hour of chanting rounds. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult in daytime to complete our rounds. So sometimes it happens also, if we miss our daily schedule, then it becomes very difficult to complete rounds, because so many services we have to do. So these are some of the protections we have to keep. And like that, we can find out on our own that what are the things which actually keeps us distracted. So this is the way we have to have a list of things. And then comes this. So this now comes that this is also in the line of the Sachin book also, that posture. The first thing which when we are ready to chant, what should be our first thing? That is, we have to align the body. So Maharaj has, Sachindan Maharaj has written one book also, it is called The Living Name. The Living Name. So there Maharaj, first thing he talked about how to align the body. So this we have seen many times devotees, they have a very, they have not good posture while chanting. So this is very important. And like you see here, Prabhupada also many times he kept saying to devotees that sit properly, sit properly. And when we sit properly, So it actually makes, more focused. Mind is not so sleepy then. And if you feel sleepy, so don't surrender to it. We see devotees immediately they surrender to sleep. So they even don't recognize they have slept. And here when sometime I say, okay, stand in one leg. Galila Madhusudan Prabhuji, he always does that. So even sometime we have seen devotees, they are standing also, they are sleeping. So very difficult. So, but this actually when I try to find out the cause behind it, so I've seen they slept late, they ate late in the night. So this is all there. The problem, we are not serious actually. We are not serious. We don't make any preparation. We just, we just sit and start chanting, no preparation. So this is very important that we have to always chant our 2 hour, we have to dedicatedly, we have to be very cautious about the way I'm sitting, or if I am little, feeling sleepy, I should just stand up and chant one round and then again sit back. So like that, we have to have a constant, note of this. And you see, by the practice of good posture, the body becomes very firm and efficient. Also, this is the same practice while we also do our office work. The same principle applies. It we have to keep our backbone straight. So like that, this is the practice we follow in other daily routine also. The posture is very important, and the second is aligning the mind. The pronunciation part. This is also one of the things which I have noted, and even in my own sadhana earlier, sometimes devotees. Recently, one IYF youth he came to me and he said, "Prabhu, now I have started chanting, and I saw that I completed my 16 rounds in 1.5 hours." He came to me, and so I told him, "Okay, go and record your 1 round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra." Then he came to me and he said, "I missed actually Hare Hare in the last part." See, we don't recognize sometimes. So there is a problem. So that is why if we think, if we have to actually keep recording our Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting. 1 round, how many times it takes, we should make note of it time to time. So now, when I started taking evening Bhagavad Gita classes, so there every day 7 to 8 when we do class, after that we do 1 round of chanting. So then I started observing that somehow or other my rounds is maybe my rounds are completing little early from the others. So then I try to find out what is the problem. Then I saw sometime we also miss the beat. Some of the beat we miss, So it may be less than 108 times we chant. This also happens. Maybe Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and then Hare Rama in the other beat. So like that, this also tendency is there. So then, now when I understand, now I calculated, it takes me 9 to 10 minutes for each and every rounds. So, and I am happy with that. Even if I cannot complete it within 2 hours, it's not a problem. It takes me around between 250. I think less around 2.5 hours to chant 16 rounds. But this is good enough. We should not be, so fast in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. No, it's not so fast. So that, like somebody was saying, some devotee I heard, he was saying that this machine gun chanting, machine gun chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We don't have to do this thing. We have to be very careful. So this pronunciation is very important. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It has to be very distinct. And you see, Prabhupada is saying here, so many times this chanting, it is not so nice. It is slurred, it is unclear. No, we are not trying to be fast. We want to hear and we should worship the holy name when we utter it. And we should worship the holy name, so we should be attentive because it is Krishna, the supreme person we are addressing, no one less. So we should be conscious of the holy name on our lips and hear as carefully as we can. So and the second thing, we have to chant without interruption. Prabhupada, he said also that what would please him most. So he said, chant 16 rounds of Japa at one sitting without interruption. So this is also very important practice. And hardly we see devotees, they chant 16 rounds in one stretch. And sometimes because of some services also, but we have to, if we have this habit, this is very important. Like it is also said, if you want to chant at least in a set of 4 rounds. If you have some duty, at least chant 4 rounds, then next 4 rounds, like that. So there has to be, because when you start chanting at least 1-2 rounds, it takes time to, start focusing. So you have to understand, so it should not be like 1 round now, then second round later, like that. No, we have to do the chanting in one stretch. Best is one sitting, and that is what Prabhupada has recommended. And other things which can focus, like this also I have implemented recently. I gave those devotees who are sleeping, I gave them this Hare Krishna card or Hare Krishna, this little board which we have. With this, they place them in front of them and the chant. Then some focus, at least some of them, they have stopped that thing, sleeping also. Because they are looking at the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And this practice also, our acharyas, they have prescribed that you keep Hare Krishna Mahamantra board in front of you and chant. So this is also good practice, and we have observed the effect of it. So this we can try if we have less focus on while chanting. So this is the part of pronunciation, aligning the mind. Then last comes aligning the heart. That is prayerful mood. P for prayerful mood. So this is very important, last but not the least, because when you chant, first thing, chant with a sambandha. And many times what happens, that is why we hear Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita every day. So that, you see, Prabhupada's, every purport of Prabhupada, most of the time you find that Prabhupada talks about sambandha, abhideya and prayojan. And these 3 things he talks every time. Because if we are clear with our sambandha, with Krishna or holy name, then we will chant with a proper attitude. Chanting holy name is not a mechanical process. It requires a lot of because if you are connected to Krishna with intelligence, then by intelligence you are controlling your mind, because intelligence is higher than mind. And Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita in 3rd chapter, there he says that you control your mind with intelligence. This is very important. So we have to have a proper understanding of our sambandha with Krishna. And that is why we read Prabhupada books again and again. There this point is emphasized. So, and the second part which has been prescribed, that we should have we should meditate on the meaning of the holy name. Sai Prabhupada always said that that we should think that we are praying to holy name, Hey Radha Krishna, O Radha Krishna, please engage me in your result of this. If you chant sincerely, you will know that you have so many services to perform. You will never be saying, oh, I have no service, give me some service. You will have plenty of services to perform. So And you will also get a strength to come, to do those services nicely if you chant nicely, chant sincerely. So by the potency of holy name, you will be able to do the wonderful services. So, and all of us, while reading Bhagavatam or bhajans, we can pick up some of the prayers which inspires us. So this you can keep, in your disposal. You can keep them with you all the time. Whenever sometime, our mind may distract. So we should read and those prayers and get inspired. And because most of the time while chanting, we have this, tendency to be in the past or in the future. So we have to, because this is the way mind troubles us. Mind never keeps us in a present. We always, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kanchati. So sonchati and kanchati. So this is what happens. So most of the time we are hankering for the future, repenting for the past. So this is what happens. So that is why we have to keep, we should keep some prayers also in between to strengthen our chanting. And then you see this also said that chanting is like a crying for Krishna, crying for Krishna. And there's a very wonderful prayer Maharaj, actually Shashanan Maharaj, he has selected also. He said, here are two other wonderful prayers. He said, these prayers he has put in his book. O Master of Radha, I'm yours. O beloved of Krishna, I'm yours. I offer to both of you my thoughts, words, and deeds. You two are the goal of my life. O Sri Sri Radha Krishna, you are like two great oceans of mercy. Please be merciful to me. I take shelter in you. I surrender to you. Please engage me, a sinner and an offender, in your service. Then he quoted another prayer from Ritrasura, where you must have heard this prayer when he, in 6th canto of Bhagavatam, Ajat Pachaiva Matram Khagaha Stanayam Yatha Vatsaraha Sudaratha Priyam Priyeva Yusitam Vishanna Manor Vindachididrachate Tvam. O lotus-eyed Lord, as baby birds that have not yet developed their wings always look for their mother to return and feed them, as the small calves tied with the ropes await anxiously the time of milking, when they will be allowed to drink the milk of their mothers, or as a morose wife whose husband is away from home always longs for him to return and satisfy her in all respects, I always yearn for the opportunity to render direct service unto you. So this is a very wonderful prayer where Vritrasura is quoting many examples within the prayer, that how a bird is waiting, a baby bird is waiting for her mother, like a calf, like a husband, like a wife waiting for her husband. So there's an intensity in those prayers. So and I've seen also sometimes when we in between, when we were chanting, it becomes very mechanical. So better to go through some of the prayers and then again, resume your chanting. So it helps in setting a right mood while chanting. So this is aligning the heart. This is a prayerful mood. So 5 aspects which I discussed. So last, my own experience, which I want to share, like I remember in 2013, when first when I was in IIT Kanpur, it was in December. So this 1st December to 7th December. So Maharaj, Sachin Maharaj and Bhujan Prabhu, they have a retreat. They actually every year they conduct this Japa retreat. So this year also they conducted this. You can see the 11th November to 16th November. So 6-day retreat it is there. Now they conduct in Govardhan. Earlier it was in Barsana. So now we have our dedicated Govardhan. I think retreat center is also there. So they focus 6 days only on how to improve your chanting. And I would recommend actually if some of you can join those 6 days retreat, it's so powerful. I have seen when I was we had a group of devotees from IIT Kanpur went to there, and such amazing experience, because um, and because there you get some experience. I remember they conduct, I think, last day of retreat, you actually, all of them, they go to Ter Kadamba in Nandagaon, and there they chant 64 rounds. Before that, they do 32 rounds like that. There's a slow and steady progress they make during this Japa retreat. So last day, 64 rounds you have to chant in Ter Kadamba, where Rupa Goswami used to do bhajan. And I practically felt that day the way that how holy names actually blesses us, and some experiences which still I can feel that day I used, it was like just time should not, time should be like that. We keep on chanting. We never worried about how many rounds I have to chant, how now, things to do. We don't remember anything. That day, and I, after this retreat, I came to Leela Purushottam Prabhu. I told that I'm not, I'm not feeling sleepy now while chanting. And I remember the sleep, this kind of disappeared after that. And this problem, at least by mercy of Krishna and holy name, this problem now it doesn't bother me so much. This sleeping. So this experience is so important. And I would recommend all of you, because many times we hear that how we hear that holy name, how when we chant it purely, this is the effect, this is the effect we hear. But sometimes you go with the blessings of, with the association of those devotees who have dedicated their life for holy name, we will also get some experience. Maybe it is not our own experience, but that is by the association we get those experiences. And then that will push you to again, in your life, devotion life, to get that experience on your own. So this is what I would recommend. And second, my own experience when I was in Dehradun. So this Chaturmasya, I thought this thought came to me, and I thought, let me chant this Chaturmasya, I should take a one-time grain. So I started taking one-time grain in afternoon time. And I also made a vow, I will chant 64 rounds. So at least 1 month I chanted 64 rounds. And that time this was my daily thing, that I used to read prayers, and I made a schedule like that. And then I set a proper schedule how to chant 64 rounds. And it was really a great experience those times in 2019, before this COVID started. And every day sitting with the devotees and doing japa with them, and leading them, it also is very important that I have to also maintain my chanting very proper. So this pronunciation is something which I would again and again recommend. You have to be very clear pronunciation. And every Ekadasi, we conduct a japa marathon. So like a 4 hour, 10 to 2, we sit in one place in temple hall, and I invite devotees online also. 4 hour we chant all together every Ekadasi. Today is Ekadasi. So 10 to 2 we do chanting. So it's like 32 rounds. So we chant together. So it's every Ekadasi, it helps us to focus for other remaining days on our chanting. So these are my some of the realization which I shared to you. And in the conclusion, Prabhupada, I just quote, somebody can read, Mataji, you can read this quote.
Yeah. There is no difference between chanting of Hare Krishna and meeting Krishna eye to eye, face to face. There is no difference. Simply one has to realize The more you become purified by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, you see Krishna face to face. People are asking, can you show me God? You can see God. Simply prepare your eyes. Simply prepare your ears. You will by hearing. Madhusudan 7.5.
So this is from my side. So I shared my thing for you. So any questions if you have, so you can ask. Otherwise, just I'll put my class in the end. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. So any questions?
Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavata.
Hare Krishna. Hare.
Prabhuji, I have a question. When we do the chanting and we destruct it, and sometime again we back to the chanting. So, like, who is like instructing us to come back to the chanting? Is it our intelligence or it is our soul?
Mind. It is only mind which we have to train. So through intelligence, we are actually, training our mind. Okay. So the intelligence which we get from Guru Sadhu Shastra. So through that we train our mind. Okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So any more suggestions or any remarks, please, you can go ahead, and otherwise we'll end the session. Anything else?
Please ask questions if you have.
So any of you who have experience of visiting these retreats, Japa retreat, or any retreat you have gone to attend, आप में से कोई है जो किया है? So I would recommend, please go. It's not I'm giving advertisement to you, but this is very important. We should give some time to holy name. So there are many retreats actually all over the world nowadays. Devotees they are organizing. So any retreat you should make a plan. See, we have to commit because this is the only way. Holy name is the only way, and we cannot, we cannot be careless about holy name. So please have a good association. You have here all the devotees, they come every day. So this is the way to improve our chanting. And we should not make any compromise with our chanting. It is the first priority. We should have to complete our 16 rounds in a very good mood and in a very attentive way. And this is key to success. I heard His Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj. So he in every class he speaks only very basic thing, because this is this is basic, but this is what we neglect. Chant attentively. So Dhir Prabhu, yeah, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So where can we get more information about Japa retreat? Because I
It's
remember.
there. Yeah, it's there in VIHE. There is one website, VIHE, Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. Here they put actually, notice every year.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, okay, Mataji.
2016, I got the.
Subbilas Prabhu is also there. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
You know him.
So okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Others don't have questions. Thank you very much. I'm sure everybody is very happy with what we heard. Hopefully, it nourishes and helps our improve our japa. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Dandat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you very much for your wonderful class.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Sri Gaur Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Sri Gaur Prabhu actually is traveling, so his signal is issues.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.